Hey guys, my name is Chris and I'm a Ukrainian Canadian. So I decided I'm going to start making videos in regards to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Um, it's a subject deep at heart for me because I'm obviously from Ukrainian descent. My family is in Ukraine, a lot of my family's there. And for me, this series that I'm going to try to do daily is a little bit of a catharsis, essentially kind of releasing certain emotions that I have when I'm reading the news. And at the same time, I'm hoping that I can get certain interesting news to potential people that are interested in knowing what is happening daily in Ukraine. And so today is June 20th, 2022. And there's a couple of topics I want to hit for today. And let me know, guys, if you like the content, like and subscribe if you find my content interesting and my videos interesting. So let's get started. So the big news for today, June 20th, is the fact that the Ukrainian Air Force hit 3 oil rigs by Odessa. It says here 70 kilometers from Odessa, and I think it's around here. So it's very close to the Crimean Peninsula. This is a very important very important news. Why? Because it shows that the Ukrainian military is still capable of hitting targets in the Black Sea, and they still have control of the air as well in Ukraine. It's not only mainland, but also at the sea and quite far away from Odessa. And this is not good news for Russia as well, because it's indicative that Ukraine can conduct special operations very close to Crimea. Now, it would be very risky to actually conduct them on the Crimean Peninsula because Crimea is essentially a fortress at this point. Russia understands the risk it presents or presented by annexing it, being so close to Ukraine. So they've essentially fortified it to hell. And also with the threat of the Harpoon missiles that Ukraine now has, which came from the United Kingdom, capable of hitting targets about 280 kilometers, 200 kilometers from mainland. Essentially, the Black Sea Fleet is around there now. So they can't get too close to Odessa because they're going to be hit for sure, especially the Ukrainians know their coordinates. So this is good news for Ukraine. And here you see why we hit it. So there's a Russian soldier who posted pictures probably recently on one of these oil rigs. So again, you shouldn't be posting stuff on social media if you don't want to have information about yourself. So that's that for the oil rig. Great news. In other news as well, the second big ones, and this is from Reddit, but these are all sources come from Twitter, sometimes articles. So this is very reputable sources. Russian Senator Andrei Klishas has accused Lithuania of violating Russia's sovereignty through blockade on Kaliningrad. Russia's claiming that this is a casus belli for war. Well, Eureka, you saw Russia. All these months or years of threatening the entire Western, alliance, that they're going to be nuking this country, that country, and now recently they said that Lithuania, they're abolishing all the treaties that they signed recognizing Lithuania as an independent state. Well, Lithuania is answering back by saying, well, you know what? I guess you don't need Kaliningrad. We don't recognize Kaliningrad as part of Russia, so we're just going to blockade it. And Russia's mad. Russia's mad. Why? Because this is a very important territory for them. And for Lithuania, it makes complete sense. Why? Because Kaliningrad is just another Crimea. It's fortified to hell. It has nuclear weapons, and it has a lot of Russian soldiers there. And so if Russia would decide to go ahead and invade Lithuania, open another front, well, they're going to be not only attacked from Russia on the eastern side, but also on the western side from Kaliningrad. So this makes complete sense to starve out at least a little bit this enclave that exists in Europe, because with Russia's attitude, you can't be guessing anymore. You can't be saying, "Oh, it's not going to happen." This is a very possible scenario for Lithuania, especially with what Russia's been saying the last couple of days against Lithuania. So good for them. Another piece of news that happened, I think, yesterday or a couple of days ago, this weekend, on June 18th, Ukrainian army shuts down another Russian Su-25 jet, but it wasn't shut down. What happened apparently is that this is a pilot here, as you see. He was flying very low, again, due to the fact that we have star streaks, stingers, and all other different types of manpads. And so they don't have the choice but to also fly low. And he hit a telephone line or electricity pole and causing him to crash. And he was captured by the Ukrainian forces. And here you can see that's him and his lovely wife and his kids. So this is a Wagner contractor. Beautiful. And here, as you see, following the news of blockading Kaliningrad, you have panic shopping inside of Kaliningrad. This a department store thing. I don't know what they're buying or what they're trying to get, but it's happening. So the other thing I wanted to hit as well is Kherson. Apparently in Kherson, 2 Russian soldiers shot dead, 1 injured in occupied city of Kherson. Well, Kherson is not Russia. It's Ukraine. And so people out there are actively going against Russians, and they're killing and they're sabotaging Russian operations in Kherson. Unfortunately, I am not looking forward to hear about once Ukraine takes back the city, because that's going to happen. We're getting very close. About the horrifying things that Russia has been doing there since its invasion, since its occupation, I should say, of Kherson, because they've occupied the city, I believe, 2 weeks after the invasion of Ukraine. There's a lot of reports of rapes, looting, torturing, probably killing innocent civilians, as we've seen from Bucha and Irpin by Kiev, of the atrocities that Russians are capable of, because they don't care and they know there's no consequences to this type of behavior. Russians are a different breed. They're not the same. And we're talking about soldiers that are pulled out of the most poorest area of Russia. And so the values that these people hold are non-existent. They don't have values, the majority of them, sadly. And so for them, they don't care if they rape, they loot, they kill people. For them, it's normal. It's what they're used to, sadly. The last thing I wanted to hit today is Zmiyniy Island, the famous Snake Island, the piece of rock in the Black Sea. So there is a news that came out. If I find it, I believe it's somewhere around here. Zmiyniy Island, yes. So again, occupied by the Russian army, Ukrainian armed forces have reportedly destroyed some of the enemy's weapons and fuel. People are going to be asking, why are Russians still so perseverant at occupying this island? Well, because the Moskva sank. If anybody remembers, the Moskva is the flagship Black Sea ship of the Russian army, which was sunk by the Ukrainians about 2 months ago, essentially destroying any capacity of the Black Sea fleet to protect itself from missiles and planes. And so they don't have the choice but to occupy this island, because that's their last possibility to protect themselves from possible aerial attacks from whatever possibility. It could be airplanes, could be missiles. So they are putting a lot of emphasis to control this island and put SAM systems, surface-to-air missiles, and also manpads, if possible, to cover the area that was previously covered by Moskva. And if you remember correctly, also the Moskva was the ship that infamously was told to go F itself by the Ukrainians the first week of the invasion. So Russians are perseverant and they don't care about, the deaths. It's just a constant meat grinder out there. And unfortunately, Russians will not learn because, again, as I've said in my previous comment, Russia is pulling out soldiers from the poorest areas. And when they're being told that they're going to be paid 200,000 rubles instantly by joining the army, they're going to do it because it's massive money for these people. And unfortunately, they don't know what kind of baggage this signature comes with. And it comes with a one-way ticket, most likely. You don't come back. So Russia is winning in the sense that, yeah, they pay up front 200,000 rubles, but every month they don't have to pay anymore because these soldiers are going to be dead within a few weeks at most. So this Zmiyniy Island, Snake Island, looks destroyed as hell, unfortunately, but it's necessary. So that's it, guys. This is the news or the major news for today, June 20th. I didn't want to cover it all. There's, of course, what's a lot of news covering Severodonetsk, Lysychansk, but I think I'm going to be hitting that tomorrow. This is just general news happening all over Ukraine. And if you guys like the video, please like it. If you like my channel or my content, subscribe. And I guess I'll try to see you guys either tomorrow or June 22nd for more news. Thank you for being with me and listening to my videos. See you.